After almost 2 years of living with the pandemic, has work from home become an integral part of your life? What about for those of you who are shooting a lot more videos on your own, especially at home? And what about those Zoom meetings? Have they increased in frequency that now they are part of your life? If so, or if you just like to spruce up your web conferencing or self-produce video quality at home, welcome to the 8th and last episode of our Next Level series. In this video, I'll show you how to take your home studio to the next level. Hey my friends, this is Different Colin from Learns Again. So far we have come to the last episode of the Next Level series. Did you miss any of our previous videos where I've shared dozens of tips on shooting your own interview, testimonial, personal branding, home tour, and even B-roll videos using either your smartphone or entry-level mirrorless cameras? Well, you can easily look for those videos in the description below or find them by visiting our Learns Marketing channel. But anyway, let's come back to your home studio. The first question you might have is why? Why do you need a home studio? Well, if you do a lot of shoots at home on your own, having one will help you a lot as opposed to, say, setting up your camera and lights as and when you feel like shooting. And for those of you who do some form of teaching through webinars or live stream, having a home studio will definitely up the quality of your streams, thereby increasing your perceived authority. I tell you, when your audience see your nicely done up background with nice lighting versus a virtual background, the perception you are sending will be different. Now, even if you are just zooming a lot, having a basic home studio with the most fundamental gear like good lights and a good camera will give you better impression to your audience, especially if you are mostly chatting with clients. Whatever the reason, let me show you 3 aspects of taking your home studio to the next level, starting with the camera, or in my case, the cameras. Now, firstly, know that your computer's webcam, especially those on an old laptop, is really basic. Many are capable of only 360p resolution, which is 9 times poorer in quality to the best webcams out there. Hence, your image will look washed out and flat, and especially in low light, you'll look terrible. I mean, even the webcam on my 2017 iMac captured terrible video. So you might want to upgrade to a better 1080 webcam at least. But a webcam is still a very basic camera system that is not much different from your phone's selfie camera, sometimes even worse. So when we talk about next level stuff, we are talking about mirrorless cameras like this Sony ZV-E10. Minimally as a compact camera like this Sony ZV-1, both of which I have talked about in length in episode 5 of this series. Now, why do we need such high-end cameras to act as our webcam? Well, just take a look at these shots coming out from my Zoom. Such color depth, low light clarity, and background blur cannot be achieved using any webcams, not even the really good ones on the new MacBook Pro. But more importantly, the main reason is that these cameras can quickly be turned into your video production cameras whenever you have inspiration to do a shoot. There's really no need to set up your camera along with your other gear as and when you need to do that shoot. So with this sitting on your desk, right, they are always ready. I won't talk too deep about how to connect these cameras to the computer to put them up as webcams. But for these Sony cameras, right, they are literally plug and play via USB-C cables, and Zoom and most other major conferencing apps can actually recognize them as webcams instantly. For me, I connect them by HDMI instead to the computer. And if you want to do so, you need something called a HDMI capture card to turn the camera's HDMI analog signals to a digital one that's plugged into your computer via USB. Again, for me here, because I have 2 cameras set up, I plug them into a switcher instead. And furthermore, because I have this view monitor that is able to take in 4 HDMI inputs and pass them through accordingly, I can monitor up to 4 different sources all at once. I do this because I can now seamlessly switch my zoom outputs among these 2 cameras and whatever is showing on this view monitor. There's no need to share screen or toggle camera inputs in Zoom. But you don't have to make it so complicated like my setup here. You just need one mirrorless or compact camera that will produce an image that's tons better than a webcam. Okay, now the second thing, your peripheral gear. Now you can't have a home studio with just a camera hooked up to your computer or monitor. You need the usual gear that you use for your shoots, like your lights and your mics. So for my home studio setup here, I put up the same 2-point lighting system that by now you should be quite familiar with. If you're unsure what that is, well, I think the best way is for you to watch episode 5 of this series. In any case, you can see that I've set up a key light here that's mainly lighting up one side of my face, and a fill light here when I need more light on the other side, especially at night when I don't have the sunlight flooding in from my balcony there. Well, nothing really fancy here except that you maybe have spotted that I have a grip mesh here on my key light. Well, more about that when we go to the third aspect. But before that, you need a mic too. Don't dream of using your webcam or desktop or laptop mic, especially if you are doing video recording. For Zoom sessions, I think you might be able to get away with the lower quality sound, but they won't beat a mic. Minimally, like a lavalier mic that you can see here, that you can attach to your clothing, or a boom mic that you can set up in front of you. For my studio here though, I am using this affordable Rode NTG Mini USB mic attached to a boom arm so that I can position it where I want. Now this is used exclusively for my Zoom or live stream sessions. It's not so much for my video recording as it is a USB mic that's connected to the iMac. When I'm doing video recording though, I use, as I mentioned, my lavalier mic or the boom mic, which is connected directly to the camera instead. Okay, so with the camera, light and sound all taken care of, right? What else do we have to do? Well, the third aspect is background or sets. Now I've already shared about the set in episode 1 and a little of that in episode 5 as well. But those are more elaborate sets that you can design to suit your production. Here at home in your studio, usually we are more limited by space, and moreover, we actually want consistency in whenever our videos are showing. So for the background in your home studio set, I recommend something that is more permanent but still changeable. So first, you have to take a look at what your cameras are showing in the background. If it's a plain wall, then I think it's too flat and too boring. Worse, if it's showing clutter, it might not even be presentable, especially if you zoom a lot with your clients. So I recommend a one-time effort to spruce up your background. For me, I choose to put up this movable cube shelving. They don't cost a lot and they are quite configurable. What's even better is that I can put in some decorations that will showcase my industry to my audience. So with all the camera and lens boxes that I've accumulated, right, I just put them in the shelves and they instantly tell my audience what I do. And of course, if I have excess camera gear, I can place them there too. But I actually need all my other cameras for our day-to-day client shoot. It's actually too much work to just keep putting them in the shelf and then packing them up into the suitcases every day. Okay, now with a set in the background, it actually looks quite better already, don't you think? But how can we take this up to the next level status? And what happens if you want to change the background? Well, I recommend that you play with accent lighting. Here I have 2 types of RGB lightings that I play with to change the look of my background, hence changing the mood of the videos. The first are these standing lights, which can be affordably purchased online. They are remote control and I can put up any color I wish. They even can do this kind of tacky special effects, but I actually just prefer a normal hue. The second option is this LED light strip, which can be easily attached to your sets. For me, I prefer to show the outline of my shelves instead of lighting the contents within the shell. So we just stick the LED strips to the edges of the cubes, and when they are switched on, you see this. Not bad, right? Now with all this set up in the background, is there anything else for you to do? Well, remember the mesh grid on my key light? Why did I put that out? Well, it's to reduce the spill of the light from the side of the dome to my background, which I don't want that. With the mesh, I don't see any of the white light interfering with the moody accent lights, especially at night. So now, you know the purpose of the mesh. Okay, so with everything in, this is how my next level zooms will look like. And they look kind of exactly the same as my home video production, which you might have watched on our YouTube channel, right? Like this video and this one. In fact, with two cameras, I can easily toggle between two angles whenever I speak to my audience, further impressing and delighting them, especially when I'm conducting my Zoom webinars. And even when I need to quickly do a video recording, I just need to put up a teleprompter on the camera and I can do recording on my own, even without the help of any of my crew. I hope you have enjoyed watching and learning from this video. I seldom show my home to the public, and let's say that you are among the lucky few who can see my study and home studio setup. In any case, what do you think of setting up your own home studio now that you have watched this video? Well, if you have any questions, feel free to type them into the comments below. In any case, please help me to like this video so that I know that there are people out there who care to leave a positive mark, like you. While you're at it, do subscribe the channel and turn on notifications as well so that you won't miss any one of our future videos too. And I kid you not, we have lined up tons of videos for your educational needs. Meanwhile, go check out the other videos in our YouTube channel, okay? Until then, I'm Differenter Colin. Why be different when you can be differenter? I'll see you soon.